He led America through war while hiding a life-altering secret. The press knew, his staff knew, but the American people, they had no idea. This is the shocking story of the president who fooled the nation. Today, we're diving into the hidden truth about one of America's most iconic leaders, a man who shaped history from a wheelchair, even as the world watched him stand tall. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, or FDR, was born into privilege in 1882. By the 1920s, he had already climbed the political ladder: New York State Senator, Assistant Secretary of the Navy, and even a vice presidential nominee. But in 1921, at just 39 years old, everything changed. While vacationing in Canada, FDR fell ill. Within days, he was paralyzed from the waist down. The diagnosis? Polio, a disease feared across the world. His political career seemed over. But Roosevelt refused to give up. FDR spent years in rehabilitation, learning to move with braces and crutches. He practiced standing, posing, and even walking short distances with great effort. But behind closed doors, he used a wheelchair. In public, he was rarely photographed sitting. He carefully staged appearances to appear strong, upright, and healthy. It wasn't vanity, it was strategy. In the 1930s, disability was seen as weakness. To win the presidency, FDR had to project power, confidence, and stability, and it worked. FDR's inner circle, his staff, the Secret Service, and even the press, helped hide his condition. Photographers were banned from capturing him in his wheelchair. Any photos taken without permission were often destroyed or never published. Reporters and editors across America played along. Why? Because they believed the nation needed a strong image of leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. It was an unspoken pact between Roosevelt and the media, one that would be unimaginable today. Despite his physical limitations, FDR became one of the most powerful presidents in history. He guided America through the worst economic collapse in its history with the New Deal. And when World War II erupted, he became the face of Allied resistance. He met with Churchill and Stalin, directed military strategy, and gave stirring speeches that inspired millions. All from behind the scenes, often from a wheelchair. His voice became his weapon, strong, calm, and reassuring in times of chaos. FDR was elected to 4 terms, more than any other U.S. president. He died in office in 1945, just months before the end of World War II. Only later did the full truth about his condition become public. Many Americans were stunned to learn their president had been disabled for most of his time in office. But far from diminishing his legacy, it only deepened the respect for what he accomplished. He wasn't just a great leader, he was a symbol of perseverance. Franklin D. Roosevelt didn't just lead a nation, he defied the limits of his body and the doubts of his time. His story reminds us that true strength often comes from within. Like, share, and subscribe for more hidden chapters of history that will leave you speechless.